Hello everybody. Thought I'd show you a fun little project experiment really that I'm playing with right now. Actually knitting, well technically weaving with fairy string lights. As you can see, they're actually in my knitting. These lights I picked up on Amazon. They're called fairy string lights. As you can see, with the remote like this, you have lots of options. This particular one is not one of the colored ones, which I think would be fun to try. These are just clear lights on a string. Picked the longest one that I could find on Amazon. Happens to be this one. It's got 500 LED lights on it. Hoping that I would be able to do a fairly decent string of knitting with these in it. And so I will show you how I am doing it. I'm doing a weave and knit as you go. Not that I'm knitting into it, but I'm weaving and then knitting a row. The bottom half is done single rows. This section was done with 2 rows going over and back and then knitting a row of yarn. And I will show you how I am actually putting them into the piece of work. So I will leave the lights on so that you can see that I am weaving over and under the needles with the wire. Get a few more off of the spool. You can tell that this is not by any means a flimsy wire. I had thought I would be able to knit with it, but it was a bit thicker than I expected. So I couldn't even use it with the automatic weaving feed on the machine itself because it is thick enough the lights get stuck in it and it won't work using the punch card. So I've gone over and under all the way across. And I'm just going to knit a row across and do the same thing on the way back. I normally go with the other hand, but the camera's in the way right there. So once again, it's just over and under. And obviously you could do any combination of needles you wanted for how close you wanted the wires tucked into the knitting itself. You don't have to do every other needle. That just happens to be what I had picked. I'm hoping it will make a firm wall hanging fixture that I would be able to shape because it has the stiffness of the wire running through it. And hopefully, as you can see, I'll take weights off a little bit. I'll try not to bang my head into the camera. So now that I have the weights off, you can see that it has some flex to it. So I may be able to shape it, have it hold a shape that I may want on the wall. This particular one had splices where they made the long one. I was able to weave them in. I just have to be careful when I was doing it. But hopefully that gives you some ideas maybe to have some fun with lights in your knitting as well. Thanks for watching.